Hello, guys. The sky is awake. So I'm awake. And you know what we're gonna be awake to do today? Is to talk about the burning topic that a lot of you guys in my TikTok DMs have. Will AI replace or take my job by the time I graduate or by the time I transition into tech? Hello, if you are new here, my name is Jennifer. I'm a data analyst, a full time data analyst, and a full time IT baddie. On this page, we talk about all things related to tech, vlogs, you name it. So if you like what you hear and see, don't forget to subscribe, like, and do all the nice things as we get into today's lesson. Guys, I'm gonna have to hold your hand when I say this or when I tell you this. But a lot of you guys have seen the Silicon Valley companies do a lot of layoffs like AWS, Google, Microsoft, and them. And you assume that that is going to trickle down to all African countries or all tech jobs. And that, I wouldn't say it couldn't be further from the truth, but at this current moment, that is not the case, okay? And based off of the startups that come from the US, come from the UK that I've been interviewing with in the past, I can tell you for sure that Africa specifically is booming when it comes to investing in the tech space. So, guys, let me give you an example, right? If there were going to be no jobs, especially in Africa, then Microsoft would not be investing in trying to upskill the talent in Africa, right? Amazon as well, and Google. There are a lot of initiatives that Microsoft, Amazon, and Google alone have been doing in the past 2 to 3 years that have been trying to invest in upskilling the youth in IT specifically. So, if they want to invest in Africans so that they are upskilled in IT, why would they do that if there were going to be no jobs in the future? You get what I'm saying? Another caveat that you need to understand is that AI is not as accessible as you think it is for a lot of companies, right? I know you guys are used to having ChatGPT, Gemini, and all other types of AIs at your disposal, but for a company, it's very different. They have to pay to have AI at a larger scale across the company so that a lot of people can use it, and that can be quite expensive for a lot of companies. So imagine if you're a startup, not a lot of startups can afford the high-tech AI that Microsoft, AWS, or Google can provide. So that's already another financial setback, which kind of benefits a lot of IT people in a sense, because that means that our manual, well, quote unquote, manual work will still be needed, especially in the near future, whilst Africa still invests in AI and starts like catching up to the US and places in Asia like China. Not only that, guys, but if you do your research, right, and also take into consideration that I have done interviews with a lot of startups recently, I will say that a lot of them like to invest in making their startups in Africa, specifically South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, Tunisia, and I think Ghana as well are some of the top picks for where all these investors would like to start and grow their companies related to tech. So, what I'm essentially saying is that there are a lot of these companies in their baby phases or in their growing phases that are willing and do need a lot of young talent, especially in the IT space, to help their companies grow. And whilst they're helping their companies grow with your talent, you're also going to gain experience. So there will be a lot of jobs in the foreseeable future that can help these companies out. So I don't really think that we're going to be largely replaced by AI, especially in Africa at this point in time. And also, guys, just because AI is accessible doesn't mean everybody knows how to use it effectively, right? You need to prompt AI in a special way that it will be able to answer your questions efficiently. And bear in mind that, like, if somebody wastes time, let's say that they hire somebody or they let AI run the show, right? So they're letting AI run the show, make those dashboards, make the databases, and all of that. If AI were to get that wrong and nobody's supervising it, or like we only have like one or two people supervising this AI prompts and all of that, do you know how much that will cost the company? And they don't have the time to be making this many losses because we are putting our faith in AI. So you also have to take into consideration that people wouldn't be replaced on a large scale like that as of yet, especially in Africa, because costs are a thing and we don't have time to be wasting it on like potentially getting the right answers, especially with AI's development, which is it's getting there, but it's not as accurate as we would like it to be. Anyways, guys, I say this to say that this is where I'm going to end the video. So you will most probably see us working here 5 years from now. We're not going to be replaced by AI at a large scale anytime soon. So, with that being said, your homework as usual. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and do all of those nice things. And I will see you next week for our next lesson.